Mm. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DAWG podcast. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for the
Enthusiasm. This is our fourth episode.
Nope, fifth episode.
Sixth. It's actually our sixth.
No, it's not.
Fuck. Poop.
All right. We are all feeling as warm as Jacob. You know what isn't feeling as warm as Jacob? The
What?
weather. The weather. It's really cold out there.
I don't have socks on. I'm cold.
Okay,
Don't show
no,
your
listen. No,
Don't show your
Oh,
you know what's crazy? I get that it's cold here in Indiana at Purdue, right? But me and Jacob are in the same chemistry lecture.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on like a 10-minute talk about how important it is to stay bundled up in our chemistry class. It's like
Yeah.
I'm literally
What was it?
18. I'm 18 years old. Like, obviously, I know that.
Well, obviously some people don't because they still go around in shorts and go, "This is my personality." I mean, like I know
Okay,
people
but
that don't
it's
have
like,
boots. You need boots. You need cowboy boots like Truman's.
Yeah. Except I've been wearing shorts this entire week.
All right. Well, he's one of those guys. So
one of those dude.
yeah, don't listen to
probably
Truman.
drink original monsters and wear silver necklaces.
Probably monsters are pea magnets. Truman's gonna lose all of his hair by 25. Did you guys see that thing about energy drinks?
Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks anymore. Just pre-workout. So we're moving
I've
up in the
drank
world.
1 Celsius before.
Those like,
Celsius are good.
is it like energy drinks or like coffee too?
Energy drinks, but I
Coffee
guess
just
it
makes
would.
me poop.
But me too, dude. I think it's the
I thought
chemicals that are
coffee was
made
good for
with
you.
energy drinks. Yeah, but not too much. Like 1 or 2 cups a day at most.
I don't like coffee though.
Yeah, coffee tastes disgusting.
I like tea.
Unless it has pumpkin
I
in
like
it.
the Dunkin' Donuts coffee because it's not.
Ugh.
It's just not really coffee. It's just milk and like sugar.
A pumpkin latte
Never
where I
had one.
can't taste the coffee.
I like tea.
Okay, well, you're lame. Tea is literally just like watered down whatever it is. So if it's like blueberry tea, it's just watered down blueberries.
Yeah, it's good. You put honey in it.
Okay, but you're not like, let's say
like
sassafras tea. You're not just
Oh,
gonna
I have
eat
no clue what that
sassafras
is.
roots.
I don't know what that is.
You're not just gonna eat the roots of the plant. You gotta or suck on them.
All right. So it's really cold out there, right? All right.
Yeah.
So this winter storm that's coming in that's already went by the time this goes up, because we record these a couple of days beforehand, is going to impact more than 17.7 million people as of Tuesday afternoon. Now, this means that we can get up to 6 to 10 inches of snow Tuesday night into Wednesday afternoon.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of snow. Yeah.
Much, almost too much, one would say.
Oh. Yeah.
A lot of snow.
Yeah, that's a lot of snow. I think it's supposed to be really windy too. Not as windy as in the south though. They're facing about 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, and it's going to create a lot of tornadoes they're looking at. So
Why can't it happen here?
you're screwed if you're in Texas.
The wind is what gets you, though. That's really what gets you.
Is it? Yeah.
Creates a snow drifts, makes it colder. Turns you into Truman.
At least it's not snowing in Texas like it was, a couple months ago, where they lost all their power. You know, I actually
Didn't happen.
I learned in my econ class though that the reason that the entire state lost power and they were just screwed is because their
There's Biden.
electricity is a monopoly.
Good job.
It's the only state that their electricity isn't ran by the government. So when something like that happens, they get screwed.
It's kind of funny.
Like, huh?
It's kind of funny
Why that?
because they're a bunch of idiots. Have no infrastructure.
Jimmy, you've worn shorts for the past week.
You have no infrastructure.
Yeah, but
He's one man.
You're a homebody. You're a homebody.
You're what?
Acclimated to cold weather. I wouldn't say Texas people are acclimated to cold weather.
Hey, so the I was talking about the Americanized anime type thing.
Yeah.
You guys remember the old Cartoon Network show, like the actual Teen Titans? That was like the American anime version of it.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
That might have been the greatest Cartoon Network show.
No, Adventure Time better, but I'll continue to allow you to think that. Good one.
Have you guys ever seen Clarence?
That one was so stupid. Or what's Angry Grandpa or something?
No, I
Was it
It's Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Grandpa's a movie, I think.
Yeah, his ball sack hangs down low in the strip club.
No.
No? That's bad Grandpa, my
Grandpa.
bad.
Yeah.
You guys think Disney X like OG Disney XD or OG Cartoon Network is better?
OG Cartoon Network, easily.
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
Easily. Did you guys ever watch Ed, and Eddie?
No.
I've watched parts of it before.
Such a great show.
I
There's
don't think
one
I was
ep-
allowed to, but I did anyway.
There's one episode where Ed gets a pebble stuck in his shoe, so he eats a slide.
Oh yeah, no, I literally just saw that one.
It's a great show. They always get jawbreakers, and one of them's trying to always figure out how to make money. Great show. What was Phineas and Ferb on?
Disney XD.
Yeah.
Really?
They just isn't there like a 40th season that they're releasing or something? They got renewed.
No.
It's not the
They got-
40th season, but they got renewed for 2 new seasons with 40 episodes in total.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Harry
So
the
it's-
Plot.
it's 20 each.
hmm
That's high.
Dr.
Very
Doofenshmirtz.
I don't think it's
I
gonna
love
be nearly as
Dr.
good.
Doofenshmirtz.
Never is. Never.
See, but what are they gonna do? Are they just gonna set it in the next summer? Because like they've done the flash forward. They've had an ending to the show.
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna
Ferb's
do now?
gonna have like a beard or something. I can't believe Ferb got with
What if-
Vanessa Doofenshmirtz, dude. That shit was crazy.
What if it's like
Without
Ferb-
talking?
Phineas and Ferb had a
know.
baby.
Yes,
I also like Buford and Baljeet. I like when Buford just fucking like beat the shit out of Baljeet. I like
Why's
when
that?
he threw him off the.
I remember there was one episode where Isabel or Isabella or whatever was trying to kiss Phineas through the entire episode, and Phineas was like completely overlooking these hints that she was dropping. And like even little old me was just like, Phineas, you absolute idiot. I was
Oh, like
pissed.
looking at it now, I'm like, that can be very easy to miss.
That's literally us. If
Yeah.
we got hit on.
Well,
Yeah.
speak for yourself, but yeah.
We don't talk about minors on this podcast. Please leave those later.
Okay.
So the thing that's colder than the winter weather storm out there is everyone losing their jobs. Now, just like 2 years ago, everyone wanted to get into tech, right? Tech was the safest thing. It's the future. And now, because of the recession and of the economy and of inflation and a bunch of other things, we are all losing our jobs there. Spotify, Google, Microsoft, Twitter, Amazon, Venmo, all of them are laying off people because they can't afford it. And they're mostly doing this to cut back and to keep their bottom line a little bit bigger. Additionally, it's very funny because a lot of these companies were hiring a lot of people during the 2020 COVID era because people needed a job, and now they're firing them again during the 2023 COVID era.
So it's just selfish then, pretty much, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
on the company's parts.
Yeah, they basically were like, here's all these, free jobs, free money, and then
Yeah.
they're like, we can't support you. You're gone again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That camped outside the Twitter headquarters
yeah.
for 3 days. They get a hug from Elon Musk.
A guy camped outside for 63 days to get a hug from him?
I don't know why.
That's crazy. Well, I know what you're talking about. I think it's because it was his last
Yeah, he was
challenge
doing a
ever or
challenge
whatever.
or something for YouTube.
Yeah.
It was his last
9
one.
weeks. 9 weeks.
You
That's
know
over
what,
2
guys?
months.
I think I heard about that too.
That's crazy. Too bad you didn't say it first.
What was his name, Truman?
Alex
Ryan
Jones.
Gosling.
Where
Elon
where'd
Musk.
you what where'd you see it at?
TikTok.
Instagram. Oh.
Who'd you hear it from?
TikTok For You page.
Okay. Yeah.
Valid.
Wait. I do have something actually serious to talk about that's going to impact us. So with TikTok, you know how they do, well, of course they do the shorts, but then they extended them to like 3 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They didn't really have that great of a monetization program. And now starting February 1st, if you post YouTube shorts on YouTube, of course, you will get monetization if you get over 100 million views in 90 days. The thing is, though, is that they're paying a lot better, apparently, than TikTok, which means that a lot of people are going to switch from TikTok to YouTube, and it's going to cut down the amount of money that people are getting from long form content, because a lot of more people will be watching shorts instead, and they have to dilute the ad spending that they have for long form content. So it actually means that a lot of these YouTubers are going to get a pay cut again.
So what you're saying is we just need a couple of viral videos and then we're golden. We're making money.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Well, did you also hear the thing with TikTok is like, I know Purdue did that. Like any account with affiliation to Purdue, they removed it from TikTok. Like all the colleges are taking down all their accounts off of TikTok. It's like they're all banning it.
Why is that? Is there like a
From
specified reason?
I'm not sure. I just saw it in the newspaper this morning. And I saw a post because Purdue Pete or not the mascot, but Purdue's basically mascot. The actual one's a train, but he like made a TikTok I saw the other day. It was like, this is my last post on TikTok, and then I'm gone forever or something like that.
Dang.
So like all these colleges are like banning TikTok. Thought that
I
was
don't
pretty
blame
wild.
him. I don't
I
blame
don't
him.
either. TikTok's horrible.
Well, I think it's funny too because I was just talking to someone and it was basically about how like a lot of people
about
are going over to YouTube and Instagram and stuff and watching reels instead of TikTok basically. And they're like, well, it doesn't matter because TikTok started and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, they're stealing your information, which I know isn't like the worst thing ever because everyone does, but it's Chinese government, man. I mean, they don't have their own like kids get on that crap, so it must mean something. Like, dude, just put it on YouTube. I'd watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, there's so many like, and that's what the only thing with the Instagram Reels thing is the majority of the videos on there are like 3 weeks old,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the same videos over and over again. But yeah, TikTok it's actually horrible.
Yeah. I've been TikTok free for about a month, 2 months now. I've had TikTok. I got rid of it.
He's a recovering addict.
Mm-hmm.
I also
Just
think
a
it's
bunch of shirtless dudes.
yes.
Anyways.
Yes. I also think it's dumb that I can like sit down, make 30 Andrew Tate videos, put them up, and get money off of it. Like just random shorts.
It's not even your content.
It's not even your content.
You're just reposting, yeah.
And then back in the day, you would get like your account and your page taken down because like you can't impersonate someone else, and yet these people are doing it, and they're doing it for a pyramid scheme. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say the days I don't get on TikTok, I'm a lot happier. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I think I'm the opposite. Since getting rid of TikTok, I've been fucking pissed every day.
that's for other reasons.
Probably also because you wake up at 5 a.m.
No, it's like the best part of my day.
Jacob's just an angry person in general. He needs a back massage.
Yeah.
No one's there to give it to him. He needs a nice woman.
Anyways,
All right. I think we should have the viewers decide on if we should have a 10, 15-minute long segment of Jacob just describing how bad his week is and everything that happened in his week that pissed him off.
okay, viewers, you fucking comment, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. God damn, Sherman, you are guzzling water down.
Yummy.
So, what is colder than the winter weather storm? What's colder than tech layoffs? Rick and Morty.
Scooby-Doo!
No. Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland is not gonna be co-creating it any longer. He is
What happened?
gone.
He died?
No, even worse. Abuse. Domestic abuse. He's
Hey,
gone.
That's horrible.
Fortnite take the L dance.
Nah, fam, bring him back.
It's like that one video I say, Purdue football. Then do the take the L dance on them.
Still left.
That's not
He
even
not left, kid.
insert.
Purdue football. Yeah. Anyway, no, that sucks. Also, messaging minors. I don't know. Did you guys see the messages?
No.
No.
They were pretty bad.
You want to
Yeah,
read
man.
some off?
Yeah. You want to read some?
I don't have any, but I
Well,
saw
you
some.
put them up.
I'm not putting.
Put
I'm
up
not
put up
looking them up. No,
The
they're staying in
conversation
the
on screen.
archives.
Yeah, if you want it, you can go look at it.
Yeah, you can go look it
YouTube
up.
will probably.
Just like the Instagram Fortnite profiles.
No, we can't.
Season 6 of Rick and Morty was a banger. I don't care what Caedyn says. Caden's a loser. He doesn't know. Absolute banger. I loved it. If you actually like Rick and Morty, you like that season.
Fair
Hey, you
enough.
like watching Rick and Morty? How about you start watching some Rick and Morty? You might like it.
No, but I'm saying if you don't like Rick and Morty and you watch it, or if you say you don't like it and you call yourself a Rick and Morty fan, you're fake. You're not an actual Rick and Morty fan.
Well,
Yeah, no dipshit. Anyway, Rick and Morty mid cartoon.
Shut up, bro. You watch anime.
Elementary school, yes, elementary school.
Fan bin watched every episode of Adventure Time ever in like 3 days. Do not want to hear it from you.
Adventure Time's a great show. Amazing
It
show.
is. But you spent 3 days watching every episode.
What else was I supposed to do? I had a fever.
No.
he's got a fair point.
No.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Do something else. I'm sure there's other things you could have been doing.
The only thing related to anime that I will even remotely try to watch is Avatar: Last Airbender, strictly because it's not really an anime. It's like a American anime, and just because
the waterbender girl. I don't know her name.
Katara.
Oh my god. She could break my heart 5 times before.
Someone check the age of the character in the show.
She's not 18. She's not 18.
Yeah, I did not.
Well,
think
it depends.
So.
Doesn't matter. I'm 17.
He might be talking about Katara.
I'm talking about older Katara.
Korra, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like 95.
Dude, yeah. I'm not
Got it
talking
going
about her.
on.
The only anime that I'd ever watch is like Caden said, the Americanized version of it, where it's not like full out anime.
I watched Baki, but
What's that?
it's just a bunch of dudes fighting. It's not really like an anime. There's no story.
I think something that we've all did you all watch Puss in Boots? Did any of you guys watch Puss in Boots?
Yeah, all 3 of us watched it.
Okay. All right.
I remember
It was
you were really mad to invite you.
What? No, I went before you guys.
Yeah, he went before us.
Yeah, with my
Tua was
father.
really mad because somebody broke his rear view mirror.
Oh, that's
No,
when
I
that
didn't.
happened?
No.
Because Truman was supposed to drive to Logan
And
Sport.
Truman was like, "Oh, let me go buy a thing to fix it." So we went and bought it, and then he puts it on backwards.
After consulting with you which way to put it on.
And then I showed you, and you still managed to put it on backwards.
I held it up the way I was going to put it on, and I said, Alex, is this right? And you said, yeah.
And then you've probably flipped it because that was the right way.
Mm-hmm. Because then I walked back into the house after I tried to put it on there, and I said, guys, we put it on backwards.
They didn't show the clip.
I don't have a clip of this.
No clip of that.
Yeah, anyway, then Truman goes, "Oh, I can't drive without a rear view mirror. I'm too scared." It's been, how long would you say, like 3 weeks since
a
that's
month.
happened? We invite Truman down last weekend. And guess what? Truman doesn't have a rear view mirror. That's an hour and 15-minute drive. That's more than double of what Logan Sport would have been.
You drove with no rear view mirror to Purdue?
Yeah. I'm telling your mom.
He's such a bad boy.
Anyway,
Anyways,
when you guys were in elementary school, did you guys watch Cartoon
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Said that. Can we cut that, please?
If we get to 500 views on this episode, Truman's going to cut his hair.
Bull cut.
Never gonna happen.
Not
Bowl
bowl cut.
cut.
I do
Yes.
have to say the
He's
wolf
just
in
gonna
Puss
get a
in Boots
haircut.
was a
Shut up.
badass. The
500.
was.
Shut up.
was a badass.
500 views, and Truman has to shave his head.
The villain in Puss in Boots was a badass.
I will say that was like insane.
Wow, was it insane?
Definitely
Holy shit.
Definitely
Definitely a fucking
a top 10 villain of all
Oh
time.
my
if not
God.
top 5.
I also like the
Did you like the fluffy paw girl too?
no,
Soft
but the cat was
paws?
bad. Yeah, soft paws. She was bad as hell.
What is up? What is up?
You guys been seeing memes where it's what's his face? The pie
Yeah, the
guy?
pie dude, and it's just dumped.
What?
Yeah, and the grasshopper's like, you're a terrible person. And then it goes, like, there'll be a voiceover and it just says something like, no fucking shit. And then he just flicks it. Those memes are hilarious.
I have not seen that actually.
What a
They're
good movie.
That movie, it was a great movie.
That was good.
I still haven't seen Avatar.
I think
Either.
the like the wolf being death at the end when he's like, I've been here all the time. That's like, that was sick. Like, that was actually insane.
Mhm.
He was there for every death. That was crazy.
You guys know that in the first like opening scene where he's fighting the giant, the wolf's in the top left when the crowd does the wave, standing in a doorway.
I did not know that.
actually.
That's cool.
Saw that in my second watch with my mom.
Well,
Truman did a
spotted that
second
out?
watch.
Yeah, I watched it twice. My mom wanted to watch it, so I went with her.
Those are cool. Do you think they're gonna come out with another one?
I think they'll come out with the Shrek 5. I don't think they'll come out with the Puss in
Yeah,
Boots
that's-
3.
They should do one where him and the other cat have a kid.
That would be, yeah. I feel like that's just gonna be, if they do Shrek 5, that's just gonna be what it is. They're gonna have a kid.
Like Donkey did with that dragon.
Weird. That dragon was bad.
I will say this, guys, kind of off topic, but college is a scam. Don't buy any books. You don't need them.
You definitely-
Population control.
You definitely do need books. It just depends on the class.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, that is actually very true. I know there's only one class that I'm taking that I legitimately need to read, but the rest I've been 3 weeks I've not picked up a single book. and read it.
I feel like a lot of people say that college is a scam, and I think it's because they don't actually do all that they can in college. Because like I get it. College is a status symbol, but at the same time, like if you actually apply yourself, like some of the classes I'm doing now have actually led me to become a better person and understand how businesses work and some of the business applications. And without taking these classes, like in college, I'd probably be screwed when I went to the
Yeah,
actual job force, like a
I guess
workforce.
that is fair. That is fair. I just think some of the classes are pointless.
Oh no, definitely, yeah. But I feel like gen eds are really dumb. I don't know why they're a thing.
Yeah, I don't know
But
why.
if you do any honor work, like honors class, I'm trying to get into the business honors program, and only 8% of the entirety of the business school actually gets in, so it's super competitive. But I know that if you do, it's a lot easier because it's a lot smaller classes. You get to work with a lot of the same people and you actually get to apply what you learn. And so I feel like if you don't get into it, you're kind of screwed educational wise.
You're not gonna learn like
It's not going to be advanced and you're not going to be able to apply what you actually learn in class. And then when I guess you just can't do a lot of extra honor classes either, and you can't build rapport with other teachers because the classes are so much bigger. So you're
I
really
gotcha.
screwed.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, and Ivy Tech, I'm taking an online class where the coursework is from before 2015. So
Yeah, that's kind of pointless. Not gonna lie.
yeah, said something about China's predicted to overtake the United States global domestic product by 2015.
Wow.
So quite
Did
honestly, I don't
they?
think there's. I don't know. Probably not. But honestly, I don't think there's any reason to take any business classes uh, pre-COVID, pre-COVID era. But that's just my take.
I mean, I think it's important to see how the pandemic and the way we handled the pandemic
Change
affected the
things.
economy. Yeah. To
Yeah,
prevent
but
it
like,
again, because the way it was handled, in my opinion, was not the best, but that's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, when you had a lot of people saying it was a hoax, that didn't help any.
No, it did not, but shutting down the country for as long as it was shut down was not good.
Government ain't gonna make me wear a goddamn mask in my own city.
I also do think the masks thing was kind of stupid because they change it so often. And masks, there were several reports where masks were proven to be more harmful to younger children than helpful.
Well, do you know what's more harmful to children than COVID? Than
Guns.
cancer? Guns.
Guns.
That's
Guns.
true. I do have a
God, I love
report
shooting
here.
things. Shooting's probably one of my favorite things to do. Not kids, animals. Whoa.
Okay, do you want to know the top 10 causes of death for children in 2020? Well, I'll give you the top 3. It's cancer, guns, and then this is all included in one: drowning, fire, burns, abnormalities,
It's
heart and lung disease.
accidents. Accidents.
Wait, so in the top 10 is like suicide in the top 10? That's just a
Not
question
for children, but yes.
for children. Okay.
Like let's see here.
It'd be like what, teens? Like 14 to 26?
Yeah, every day in America, there are 321 people shot. One is, and again, this is averages, right? So it's not like every day. This is exactly what happens.
Right.
One is an accident. One is law enforcement. 42 are murder. 65 is suicide.
Jesus.
One is
That's
unknown, so it can be like an amalgamation of things. And
right.
then 210 are people that are shot but survive.
So a lot
So
of 50 cents out there.
Well,
50 cents. Oh
50 Cent
yeah,
got
yeah,
shot
yeah,
9
yeah.
times.
And 22 children are shot every day in America.
Yeah.
From what?
Guns.
Handguns.
Yeah, but like,
handguns.
how were they shot? Like, was it accidental? Was it?
2 is by suicide, 3 is by murder, 17 survive. Most of it does not specify, but I mean, you could say a lot of it is accidents, or a lot of it is, a lot of it actually isn't mass shootings. Surprisingly,
Yeah,
mass shootings get a lot of coverage in media, but I think it's fair because we've had more than one mass shooting every day since the start of 2023, which is on par to how it was in 2022. I think we had more shootings than days, just in America
Yeah.
alone. And a lot of them lately have been, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a couple that we've had in the past couple of days have been directed especially towards Asians. And you guys don't know this, but on IU campus, there was
Oh,
a
I did hear about
student
this.
who got stabbed 7 times in the head by a person that, well,
Old white lady.
yeah, that didn't really like other races, and her reasoning behind it was is it's one less Asian that's going to bomb us. And so it's an actual real thing out there. And it's not just young people that do the shootings, there's also old people. Like one of the newest ones that just happened where 10 people were killed in California from a shooter in his 70s. He killed 50s, 60s, and 70-year-olds.
See, but like, I think they should just
Where
ban
at?
free-for-all at that point. Like once you're above 60, all of them combined in one state. I think everybody should just be able to go at it.
Anyway, on a real note, where we're at?
Moon Bay, California. 7
Was it
people
like-
were killed in a shooting.
Like, where was this shooting at? Like an old people home, or like,
It's just like, are you
workplace
50 or 60?
huh?
Workplace.
Yeah, there was
Workplace.
one in a mushroom farm.
That's
This
random.
one says victims are believed to have been workers on the farm. Yeah.
God, imagine
Well,
being a mushroom farmer.
It's kind of like the Walmart shooting that just happened a couple weeks ago.
I heard about those too.
So that happens all the time too.
I don't think it's a problem with the guns. I think it's a problem with people.
I would agree with that.
I think it's a problem with the people, and I think the guns are enabling them to kill more people.
I would disagree. If you look back when
How could you?
when you
How
look
could
at
you
the
disagree with that?
when you look back at what the Australians did with the Australian gun buyback system, yes, people who died from guns decreased, but violence as a whole increased.
Yeah, but you don't know if. See, but I need an actual statistic or research that backs it up that says, well, violence increased, but it also killings increase.
Yes. They switched like look what they did in the UK. Like, you can literally walk down the street and get acid thrown at your face.
Dude, you
Like,
get chef blood.
like
All right.
you get stabbed.
According
Like,
to
I'd rather be stabbed or have acid thrown in my face and get shot in the face with a freaking.
Hell no, dude. I'd rather
I'd
get
rather
shot.
get shot in the face.
you'd rather get
than
shot in the
acid
face
thrown on
than
me.
get
Yeah,
stabbed.
they get stabbed 100%.
Nah.
Like if it's a guaranteed death, I'm getting shot.
No, that's the point, though. He's saying, would you rather get shot in the face or stabbed? I mean, there's a higher likelihood that you're gonna survive getting stabbed than getting shot in the face. That's what he's saying.
Okay, how about I get shot in the stomach and stabbed in the stomach?
I'd rather get stabbed, not shot.
I disagree.
I mean, neither of us have been stabbed or shot, so I guess this is kind of.
But I mean, like,
I'm gonna read this. Okay, these are the results. I'm not cherry picking here. This is the first thing
Yeah, I
I've
got
looked at. Okay.
what source?
Pub Med, so public. It's the National Library of Medicine, which is the
Okay.
National Center for Biotechnology Information.gov. Okay, these were the results in 2020. U.S. homicide rates were 7 times higher than in any other high-income countries, driven by the gun homicide rate that was 25.2 times higher. Okay, so but specifically for 15 to 24-year-olds, the gun violence homicide rate in the U.S. was 49 times higher. overall suicide rates were average. So it's not really guns because other people can kill themselves in other ways, right? But unintentional firearm deaths were 6.2 times higher in the U.S. The overall firearm death rate was 10 times higher. 90% of women, 91% of children, 92% of young aged years, and 82% of all people killed by firearms were from the U.S. out of the entire world. And so again, this just relates exactly to gun violence.
So you said that, okay, so the main point of that was what? Sum it up for me.
It's basically just, again, talking about gun violence. And I mean, you can talk about other violence that can come up from this, but I think that we need to at least not enable these people to get easy access to guns and then work on the medical side of it, right? Because you can talk all you want to about mental health, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than something like 20 years to really fix problems that we have in society in the US. And in order to do so, I feel like we just need to take something away to begin with so we can have lower rates, so we can actually talk about something else than guns, you know? Because you can keep talking about all the gun violence you want, but until we take that away and have an open discussion about something else, all that people are going to focus on is guns and not mental health.
But I don't think taking so you're basically saying is like we should take the guns away to see if it actually works.
No, I mean, I
So
think
if
we should.
see and if it works or if it doesn't work, then we go and talk about that. Is that basically like
I mean, you can. I'm just saying that a lot of these mass murders are enabled by guns. And so if you take that away, they can use knives or something, but the killings are going to be most likely less. And the main proponent of gun violence is guns. It's not mental health. When people talk about gun violence, they don't talk about the people that have mental health issues, most likely. They talk about what it does to people and the survivors of it. They don't talk about the person who shot people. They're not sympathetic with these people. And I think that's what's wrong, because yes, I do agree with you that it is the mental health issue component that we need to worry about, but obviously other people don't. And you need to take guns away so that we can open a dialogue about something else.
or you could show them places where they did take the guns away and the statistics show that it did not reduce violent crime at all. Australia is a good example of that. A lot of European countries.
Okay, but what we're saying is obviously America has a fucking problem. I mean,
Yeah. There is a problem. I just don't think taking away guns is gonna solve that problem. I don't think that's the right way to approach it.
I mean, but do you think that there are a lot more guns than there should be? You don't think that there should be any stricter laws? You don't think there should be any loose laws? You think that we're at a perfect place with gun ownership?
I obviously there's always room for improvement. Uh, I'm not a complete expert on that, so I don't.
I think it's very good.
I don't know. I feel like people think it's a lot easier to buy a gun legally than it actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, the last like major school shooting that I heard about, it literally talks about how the kid went and bought a gun a week prior to him shooting. Wasn't a previous gun owner, but knew that he could acquire this firearm easily and that he could go kill all those kids.
Yeah, they did it, and they did an investigation on the place he bought the gun, and it was proved that the person who sold him the gun didn't properly like go through the process of selling him that gun.
Okay.
So then what's your point?
I'm saying if we even have sanctions on those things, I'm saying I don't see a reason for Americans to have access to semi-automatic rifles.
But don't you think that there should be like at least some leeway on stuff like that to where there can be less harmful types of ammo. Because like you look at some extreme people that have YouTube channels dedicated to guns, and a lot of them have like insane amount of like different types of ammo that just shouldn't even be allowed for purchase. And I know a lot of that goes through like licensing and stuff, but like just crazy armor penetrating bullets, I don't think that should be legal for anyone to buy, because what are you gonna do that with? Like, what is a normal consumer gonna use that for?
Shooting
You know?
tanks.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
I will say this was wild. I saw a story a couple days ago of this dude at a Texas airport who tried sneaking in this like anti-tank like rocket launcher onto the plane. And I was like, dude, like that's excessive. Okay, I'm like, that's very excessive. I mean,
I don't think the type of ammo, like when you get to the higher caliber weaponry, like that has armor piercing and like tracer rounds and stuff, like for a 308, it's not going to matter if you have armor piercing rounds or not, unless you're going up against like the US military.
Mhm.
Like a normal 308 round will go through any basic like level of ballistics armor pretty much. But I do see like where you're coming from with like armor piercing rounds that have to do. Oh, that probably fucking hurt, dude. Oh, that probably fucking hurt. But I do see where you're coming from with like I don't know, it's hard to really tell.
hold on, let me grab my charger.
Because like you can get triggers in certain stores and stuff that you can like turn your handgun and stuff automatic.
Yeah.
It's not legal.
No, it's not legal, but
not legal
it's very
at all.
very easy to get. So you can turn your AR-15s and stuff fully automatic.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big issue to the fact that there are so many school shootings, and it's not always done by like students that are in the school currently, but also students that have previously been in it. And so, yeah, I feel like if they were to fix the school issue here in the US, it'd be a lot better with gun violence. But again, I feel like you can't completely outlaw it because people will still find ways. I feel like even if you make the law stricter, parents are still going to get it and are going to be irresponsible with it. And that's how most of these kids get it. But also, I think, I don't know. I don't think that they should raise the age limit to getting a gun. I mean, if they do, they should raise everything to 21. Because
well, it's weird because like when we went Christmas shopping, I went to go buy some like rounds of shotgun ammo, and you have to be 21 in a Walmart to buy shotgun ammo. But I can buy a gun for 18 at a gun store, but I can't go to any place and buy ammo, which is just odd.
And another thing, back to the ammo thing, especially for hunting, there's certain types of like ammunition you're not supposed to use because it's not going to kill the animal humanely. Like you have to use a certain size round to kill that animal, or else you're just shooting it and just hurting it. You're not going to kill it, just giving it pain for no reason. But back the Walmart thing, that does confuse me because I know they stopped selling 5.56. I don't know if they started up again, but they stopped selling 5.56 because that's what you use for AR-15s. But you can go and you can buy shotgun ammo. It didn't make sense to me because that shotgun can do a lot more damage than that AR-15 bullet. I thought that was strange.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of pressing issues in the US, and I think gun violence is just a small part of it. And I think that we're never going to fully be able to solve that issue, especially when we have our two-party system fighting each other and making each other look like clowns, and it's just making us as a country look a lot worse. So I feel like this is never going to get solved, and there's going to be hundreds of thousands of other groups like us just talking a little bit about it, and it's going to do nothing in the end. And they're going to worry about more important topics, even though they boost these stories out every day to be like, hey, look at how terrible of a country we are.
And I think the problem with the media too is I feel like nowadays a lot of things that are getting covered is like really extreme stuff that's not like happening every single day. You know what I mean? It's like the extreme of the extreme just because they know they're going to get more views and get more money from that.
Well, yeah, there's also like a ton of clickbait in a lot of news stories,
Yeah.
but I feel like if it's an important topic, the reason that they report on it, even if it is extreme and it doesn't happen a lot, is the fact that we as a country have laws that make it so that it could happen, you know? Like I know we're not talking about gun violence, but like a guy going in and killing 10 workers and then sitting outside of a sheriff department, like that's extreme. That should have never happened, and yet it did. And so I feel like publicity with that is okay, but like with the one guy who partnered with Pizza Hut to make the biggest pizza ever, and it was 68,000 slices, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna donate all of it," or whatever. How do you donate all that crap? And
Yeah, that's a
and
lot
even
of-
if they like, oh, we raised all this money, we're gonna put that money towards feeding the homeless. 20 some thousand is not gonna do anything. It probably cost you more. Like the YouTuber who did this probably got a lot more money from sponsoring and partnering with Pizza Hut and then from all the ad revenue. They could have literally just put any money that they got into the charity already. Like there's no point in making this. They're just wasting so much food.
Yeah, that is true. The You said he donated all of the food.
68,000 slices apparently, but I mean I'm not sure.
He's like David Dobrik.
I mean, plus it would be like really cold, gross, like pizza, floor pizza. Like
Yeah,
who would want to eat that?
imagine getting the middle slice of a 68,000 slice pizza. Like
That crap's gonna be
that can't be
soggy.
good.
Dude, they must have a massive pizza cutter.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say pizza oven. I'm like, I don't know how they cooked it.
Yeah, that's like the greatest part of it that they were able to cook that thing.
So the
What are your
last,
thoughts, pizza man?
Maybe they
Yeah.
didn't. Maybe they just like left half of it, like the inside raw, and just like torched the outside.
like,
So it
well,
looks
let's
good.
hope you don't get one of these pizzas or these pieces.
I don't know what we're talking about. I was looking up the mass shooting thing still. Because on that same website that you have, Alex, it says 4 out of the 5 largest massacres in the United States were used semi-automatic rifles.
Okay. Well, largest massacres. That's preparation. So like, this is gonna sound real bad, but like when you're gonna think of planning out a school shooting, you're not gonna just pick a handgun. Handguns are used more often because it's just more like it's a quick, easy grab. It can fit my
It's
bag.
concealable too. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
very concealable.
It's not like, yeah, I'm gonna go in here with my trench coat with my 2 AR-15s and 5 mags strapped underneath it and kill as many people as I can. That's just like fucked in the head.
Wait. You said the 4 out of 5 are what?
It says on that Statista website, the worst mass shootings in U.S. history. 4 out of 5 of the deadliest mass shootings, semi-automatic rifles were used.
Okay,
Including
what?
the one in Las Vegas,
Mhm.
where 58 were killed.
Which is weird too, because like that's a theory of itself that it wasn't even done by that one guy, and for some reason
It was
there's
from
theories
his
about the
window,
government.
right?
Yeah,
He was
but
just-
like if you look up the amount of rounds that he shot off, it's physically impossible for him to be able to do it. Like
Yeah,
for
it
him
says
to kill that many people.
546 were wounded.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ammunition.
And you would have had to be like a perfect shot. You wouldn't have been able to miss anything.
Yeah. So I'm not exactly sure, but I'm saying like in terms of mass shootings, I think it's like 3 people you have to kill to be considered a mass shooting. I'm saying like when a person brings a rifle into the mix, their number of kills is significantly higher than one with just a handgun.
I would disagree.
Yeah,
If you're a smart school shooter and you have a handgun, I feel like it would be a lot more concealable and a lot easier.
Do you guys remember in school when we had to do that little debate about like if euthanization should be legal or not? And there's only like one state that practices it right now.
is that
It's
our
Oregon, right?
was that our like history teacher's class?
No, it was Booker, wasn't it?
It was an English class, but I forget which one. I don't know if it was Stanton or Booker.
I'm pretty sure it was Booker.
No, it was.
Booker
But
was
It was AP.
Booker went
Yeah.
off.
So the whole idea is that you're not allowed to kill other people, even if they're suffering, through even ethical ways like just a pill, through euthanization. The only state that does it, I'm pretty sure, I looked
Oregon.
it up earlier. I don't think it's Oregon. I think it's actually Washington.
Or
Washington. They must have
Yeah.
changed it.
Oregon
When we did it, it was
definitely
Oregon,
does
I'm
it.
pretty sure. But I'm not sure.
I know Oregon has assisted suicide. I know that for
And I think Hawaii was looking into doing it too.
Dude, get in here.
But
Not a shot.
one state that definitely does not have it, because I know if it is Oregon and Washington, it's only a couple states at most. There was a story that came out earlier today, and it says 76-year-old woman fatally shoots dying husband inside Florida hospital, and she was charged with murder. And so what was originally was supposed to happen is that her husband was terminally ill. He was going to die within the next few days. They had planned it about 3 weeks before, and she was supposed to give him the gun, and he was supposed to shoot himself. Come to find out, when it was time to do it, he couldn't. And so she, seeing her husband suffering this much, took it upon herself and killed him for him. And I think it's just really sad to see, especially when it's like a loving, long couple like this, when you're in your mid-70s, that you have to kill one another because we don't have laws set in place to end suffering. And it's only through brain dead that they're able to do this.
Right. Is it like no brain activity, or is it their heart stop? Can it be one of the two, or does it have to be the brain?
It's like pulling the plug. Like that's the only way that they would ever like ethically kill someone.
I gotcha.
But I just think it's ridiculous because I've had a lot of family members. I had one family member that had stage 3 cancer, and he had it. I mean, it was tough for him, like suffering day in and day out. And at certain points, he thought that he was going to die. And I couldn't, if I was like their spouse, see them actually deteriorate in front of my eyes when there is no such salvation for them, you know? Like,
Right. Especially when you don't want that to be your like last memory of them. That's not how you want to remember them. I can see that.
So I would guess that we're all in agreement that if they were to put something like this in place, I mean, of course, there's a lot of like rules that go through with it.
I think it would have to be pretty strict.
Mm-hmm.
I think there would have to be like like very set rules of like the situation they're in and stuff like that.
Yeah. But now this lady is gonna spend the last few of her years in a prison for murder.
And Mike Tyson said those were the best years of his life. So
Who
the
did?
old lady,
That is fair.
the old lady might have the best years of her life in prison.
Mike Tyson. But I do think she should be in jail though.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but I mean, the
Yeah,
fact that she had to do that to begin with is what's wrong.
Right. It is sad to see, but I think that's definitely a change that could be made and should be made. I also saw, I forget how long ago it was, and I haven't really checked up on it to see if it actually worked, but I think it was also Oregon that had something where like if you get caught with drugs, you don't go to prison, you go through like a rehab program.
It's like decriminalization, but it's not. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's appropriate in some cases. Again, I know someone who has or had um a difficulty with alcoholism and going to court ordered um rehab. This person did great, and then they came out and they immediately started drinking. So I feel like some people will just use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, I think everyone should get a free pass to begin with. Like, oh, hey, you got caught with a little bit of meth. Like, that's crazy. Let's put you in here and you can hopefully work it out. But I feel like if you catch them again, or if it's above a certain threshold, they should
Like
immediately get charged.
they keep
Yeah.
repeating. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I would agree with that. I could get behind that.
I mean, we had a discussion about it in my ethics class the other day. We talked about how our justice system is broken up into retribution, deterrence, and rehabilitation. And rehabilitation isn't really a thing our justice system really looks at.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they just kind of throw you in jail if you do something wrong. But yeah, I think you can at least try rehab. Not gonna hurt anybody. But
Yeah, it's about 1 in every 10 Americans are in jail because there's like 26 million people that are in jail in the U.S.
yeah, and then I know I was doing a little bit of my own research, and it said like that 86% of people that have been arrested get arrested again once they're let out within the first 9 years. So, I mean, obviously there's something wrong. You're having only close to 20% of people stay out of jail after their sentencing. So,
Yeah.
I think we don't really have anything to lose.
Well, isn't it like if you go to jail or prison, it's like you can't vote afterwards?
It's if you're that's
If you're a convicted felon.
yeah.
It depends. In some states, you're allowed to if you're a convicted felon. In Indiana, you're allowed to.
Really? I didn't know that.
Duh.
Mhm.
That's
So
why
I
we're
think
a red state.
I didn't know that until my professor also mentioned that. He said it's different for states, and we looked it up, and in Indiana, you're allowed to. So
I think that like not college, but I feel like a lot of these trade schools should almost be mandatory in at least uh prisons that can afford it. Because like imagine going in and you're like 19 or something, you don't get out to your 30, and in that time you're able to like get a welding job or something, like not a degree but a certificate or something, so that when you come out you're not 30 and you're literally just starting over life, and now you can't even get a job because you have no experience and no one's going to hire you.
And then you're more likely to commit a crime to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with something like that. Get a program like that going, that'd definitely be good.
See, but then you talk about that, and then it's like, well, if we have so many Americans already in prison and we pay so much already in taxes, now you're going
How
to pay
much
more
more is
taxes.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then people won't be
exactly.
behind that. But I think people fail to realize, because a lot of politicians are great in the fact that they don't look forward into the future. Because if you were to give these prisoners a way to rehabilitate themselves, they obviously won't be in jail again, and then we won't have to deal with the higher taxes necessarily, because we'll be teaching less people and housing less people.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, the one way we get around like budgeting prisons and stuff is through like the death penalty and just reduction of accommodations, and I feel like that's not the right way to go about it.
yeah, our prison system in general is very messed up in the United States. It's a prison system based off of profit rather than helping the people. So I think I saw somewhere that prisons in the United States generate $73 billion a year.
It's a lot of money. is kind of insane.
But at the same time, I'd much rather go to like maximum security prison in Terre Haute than someplace in El Salvador. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean,
that's true. But then
like
again,
at least the prisoners can like live in prison and not have to worry about like disease, and they actually are somewhat like taken care of. Not a lot, probably, but somewhat.
yeah, but like for your same argument, I could say like, oh, I'd much rather go to a prison in Switzerland where they give me my own private cell with like nice accommodations and stuff, where the rearrest rate is actually like only 40% or something. But I get what you're saying. Like, it's not the worst it could be, but
Yeah,
there's definitely improvements.
yeah. There's
I
definitely
mean,
better.
we're America. We're supposed to be number one on everything. Come on, guys. We can't settle for like the middle of the pack, you know? Like,
for real.
I've seen one of those TikToks on like Instagram or somewhere where it's a challenge like, is this a dorm or is this a like prison from like France or somewhere? And it's so funny because it's like, these look terrible. These are like college dorms. It's so bad.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I think the great thing is that we may not be number one in it, but the way the country is set up or was is set up, it's able to be changed.
Have you guys seen that dude on Instagram that was like, he's like, no, he got out of prison from like Ohio and he just talks about how he used to be a drug lord, like openly. No, like, and he's made deals with like the government and like the police to where he can say this stuff and not get in any trouble for saying stuff about like the Mexican cartel and what they do and how he used to smuggle cocaine from Mexico up into Washington. Like, it's super interesting.
Isn't it something with like double jeopardy? You can't be convicted of the same crime.
Yeah.
Because there was something wrong with his trial or something, and he was found not guilty or something, and then now they can't charge him with that again.
Yeah. I remember, you guys remember reading about the double jeopardy case where those two white dudes killed that black kid?
I'm trying to look his name up, but I can't remember it. And I feel so bad that I don't remember it. But it was with it was one dude and he would sign the peanut M&Ms because he's like, was it Trayvon?
It was like a while ago, like 1900s.
Jesus.
But I know they like found a thing or something that proved the guys, they threw him in like a river or something and his body was like completely mutilated.
Oh, I do remember that.
I want to say, does it start with a T or something?
I'm not positive.
But who I'm talking about is Trayvon Martin, and his killer was George Zimmerman, and it was the kid who was walking around around his neighborhood or something, and he had peanut M&Ms in his pocket, and Trayvon or the killer was like, "Oh, he has a gun or whatever," and then killed him on sight, and he got he didn't get charged, like he beat the charges or whatever, and now he'll like go around and sign like peanut M&Ms with his name on it and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I do know about that. Yeah, that was a stupid case.
Yeah, those people kind of just deserve to get shot. The dude that killed the black kid, not the black kid.
But it's like, it's crazy that stuff like that happens.
And how the amount there is, it's alarming.
Yeah, I definitely think the double jeopardy law is needed, but I think there's some people that, I don't know.
Have you guys seen the one book? The guy from what is it? What's the stuff we had to look at during econ? All the videos we had to look at.
Crash Course.
Okay. So the one guy
Yeah.
who does a lot of the Crash Course, like Hank Green or whatever his name is,
Yeah.
he talked about how there was a book that people made on O.J. Simpson, and it's like, what I would do, like if I did it, and they made the
Oh,
book.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like I did it, and the if is really small, and it's like, I mean, like, come on, OJ definitely killed people. Like, come on.
1,000%.
And
1,000%.
it's the fact that, like, he'll never talk about it, but like even if he was like, yeah, I'm open about it. I killed people.
There's
They
nothing
can't
you
charge
do.
him. They can't charge
Yeah.
him. If the gloves don't fit, you must acquit, man. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of strange, very odd.
That guy on YouTube's name, by the way, is the YouTube channel is called The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. So if you want a little innuendo on your start of your drug business, there you go.
There you go. Watch that in Breaking Bad.
The-
It'll be
The
gold.
case I'm talking about was Emmett Till.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I knew
yeah.
I knew it started with the T.
Yeah. And he like sold his story to like some newspaper about how he killed him and like all this kind of stuff. He was 11 years.
He was 11 years old.
That's the one where they had the open. The mother had like the open casket
To show everyone.
funeral.
Yeah, because his body was so mutilated.
Yeah.
If our watchers have not had a history class in high school, and they're going to college or something where it's like saying bad things about the US, they should definitely take a class like that, because up until our junior year, we've only taken history classes like promoting the US and like, oh, look at how good we are, nationalism. And then you really start to talk
There
about the
wasn't
US
really any like
and how
like-
terrible we are sometimes.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't pushing an agenda where it's like, this is how bad we are. It was just openly stating facts, and we were able
Well,
to.
I had one class that was like that.
What?
It was in the math hallway.
Okay, well, I'm talking about Zupin's class.
Oh, I'm not.
Whoa! We're name dropping. Say the name, Alex.
I mean, I don't have to put it in, but I know you're talking about
I-
Darda.
Yeah, I like the guy.
Yeah.
I didn't like his class though. He knows that too.
God, I love that man.
Yeah,
I-
like the
Thank you guys for tuning in to the 5th episode of the podcast. Leave a like and comment down below the hottest cartoon character of all time.
that one
Deuces.
from Danny Phantom.
We're not fucking talking about it. It's done. Cut it off.
Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom girl.